Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the death and legacy of a WWE legend, the one and only BoBo Brazil. According to thesportster.com, BoBo Brazil is one of the most important figures in professional wrestling history who broke down racial barriers and made it a better place. So I'm going to be talking about how segregation affected professional wrestling. BoBo Brazil should have been a recognized NWA World Champion. I'll be talking about the accomplishments of BoBo Brazil and as well as the death and legacy of history maker BoBo Brazil. So let's get started. Across all different types of sports, there have been numerous figures who left incredible impacts in their respective fields. True history makers who have broken barriers and helped to make changes better for future generations. In professional wrestling, one of these figures is the late WWE legend, BoBo Brazil. When he began wrestling in the 1950s, the Jim Crow laws in the United States enforced racial segregation. It was an oppressive and disgusting policy that affected black people in American society in every aspect of life, including professional wrestling. The contributions of BoBo Brazil helped to forever change the sport. I remember him very well, as he became one of the first major black competitors in professional wrestling. What he did helped to make professional wrestling a better place for all people. And today's black superstars in professional wrestling, they better never forget the trailblazer, the man who sacrificed it all. Matter of fact, I have a photo here of BoBo during his prime. So that's the legendary, trailblazing BoBo Brazil. Now let's get back to the story. X that out there. So, BoBo was trained by Joe Savoldi. He made his debut wrestling for the NWA and its affiliated promotions. He was primarily wrestling out of the Detroit area. During this time in professional wrestling, due to segregation, black wrestlers were only allowed to wrestle other black wrestlers. They were not allowed to interact with white competitors or competition either. Even though he became popular among both the black and white fans who watched him wrestle, he still faced discrimination and bigotry inside and outside the ring. However, the popularity of Brazil could not be ignored. And you know what? BoBo Brazil should have been recognized during his prime as the National Wrestling Alliance or the NWA World Champion. As his career progressed, the popularity of Brazil could not be denied. He had legendary and iconic feuds with the Sheik, Lou Thesz, Bruno Sammartino, Abdullah the Butcher, and more. At one point in his career, Brazil went on to challenge Nature Boy Buddy Rogers for the NWA. That's how the Nature Boy Ric Flair got his moniker from. He copied the style of the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, and he took it even further than Buddy Rogers did. So, he wrestled Rogers for the NWA Heavyweight Championship in 1961. Despite the fact that he won the match, Brazil did not accept the win as Rogers had been injured in the match. The storyline injury saw Rogers reclaim the title the next day. And as Marquise Arnold points out, quote, the NWA never recognized the title change, which would get swept under the professional wrestling rug, close quote. It was not until Ron Simmons, the All-American Ron Simmons, won the WCW World Championship Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship in 1992 that professional wrestling saw the first recognized black world champion. In addition, Brazil was also involved in the first interracial tag team match in Atlanta. Now, here's a historical footnote. People think that Joe Louis was the first black heavyweight champion of the world. No, it was Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson was the first black boxing heavyweight champion of the world. Jack Johnson was despised because he bucked the system of that day and of that time. And Jack Johnson, got himself into a lot of trouble, and he was forced to lose his wrestling match or go to prison. And it wasn't until Joe Louis came along, the kind that America would accept, that they recognized him as being the first black world heavyweight champion. So, and Ron Simmons, he was wrestling's first black world champion, and he should have been a bigger deal in WWE. I agree. Brazil wrestled for 4 decades, with his final match occurring in 1988 when he successfully defeated Rick O'Toole throughout his career. He held a number of different with the NWA, which he got the United States Heavyweight Championship title and the NWA Tag Team titles, the NWA International Heavyweight title, the ESA North American Heavyweight title, the WWF, or the Worldwide Wrestling Federation United States Heavyweight title, and more. In addition, he was also inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame by Ernie Ladd, the all-time football great, who later became a black wrestling superstar in 1994. The NWA Hall of Fame recognized him in 2013, and the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame he was inducted to in 2008. Matter of fact, this is a black and white photo of it won't come up. My bad, y'all. Let me get back to, where is my feed at? Pardon me, I'm sorry, I lost my feed. I gotta get back to it. Shucks. Man, sometimes I hate. I'll get it back up. Okay, let me find him here. I might have to make this a part 2. This is live after all. So the feed just kind of dropped down here. I was in my groove there for a minute. Now I gotta get back to BoBo, Brazil. Let me see how I pull him back up. Okay, I'll do it this way. Now I want him. All right. I'm going to end this, and I'm going to make this a 2-part video. I'll be back. I'm Todd Tanner. Never surrender. Never quit. I mean, Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never quit.